Newspaper headlines, a program that provides a great sense of educational value.
This is the program where we serve you the menu of news making headlines from select national newspapers.
It carries information about politics, economy, entertainment, sports.
Alright, that is it on a sports update.
Business, industry, trade, and commerce. We carry the news of Nigeria and the world, bringing it right to the comfort of your home.
So many events happened from yesterday within and outside the country. Please stay with us as we take a look at the stories.
Newspaper headlines, a program you cannot afford to miss, showing only on ACNN TV.
Hello viewers, it's another Wednesday morning and time to keep you abreast with events around the world on newspaper headlines. 8 papers arrived early enough this morning and we shall be looking at the front pages of these papers. I am Phoebe. The front page has this lead story on insecurity. It says, tearful Atom, reps call for emergency. Governor Tom weeps as armed militia invade Benue IDP's camp, kill 7, injure 9. Benue youth lay corpses on Makurdi Lafia Road, threaten reprisals. Calls on Buhari to declare emergency on security. Nigeria walking to its end, MBF. Declare state of emergency on security now, reps tell Buhari. Buhari meets Zulum, Tinubu, Akande in Aso Rock. Urges U.S. to relocate AFRICOM headquarters to Africa. I'm in Aso Rock to tell Buhari the truth, coming from Governor Zulum. Army rages against sharing photos of slain soldiers on social media. See page 5 for the details. And the picture below the lead story, FBN annual general meeting. You have the First Bank CEO, Dr. Adeshola, GMD FBN Holdings, UK AK, Mr. Oba Otudeko, Chairman FBN Holdings, and Sheye Kosoko, Company Secretary FBN Holdings, at the FBN Holdings PLC Night Annual General Meeting, which held at the Lagos Oriental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. We are suffering consequences of 1975 coup, coming from Lai Mohammed on page 4. On page 7, anxiety as government burn Federal High Court in Ebonyi. And on page 4, darkness awaits us if attacks on schools continue, says Atiku. Now let's cross above the masthead. Terrorism in Nigeria complex, coming from the UK minister on page 8. On page 4, NAV takes delivery of 3 JF-17 fighter jets from Pakistan. On page 24, Afenifere at 70, footprints of a colossus movement, Ayo Okpadokun. Lastly, on page 19, bank sacked 8,584 staff in 2020. That is all from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Up next is the Nigerian pilot. I will start with the stories just below the masthead. Declare state of emergency on security now, reps tell Buhari. Page 6. Father Mbaka says Governor Uzodimma making expensive mistakes. Page 5. And the lead story in bold red letters, world's 3rd worst. Nigeria ranked 3rd worst governed country in the world. Records 3rd worst score in the inaugural Chandler Good Government Index, CGGI. Scores 0.319 points to sit at number 102 out of 104 countries on league table. Only better than Zimbabwe and Venezuela. That's on page 8. You can call in now to share your thoughts regarding this update. Nigeria as the world's 3rd worst. It used to be the giant of Africa. We don't know what it is right now. Moving on, the picture. President Muhammadu Buhari receives Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum on the security situation around his state in a closed-door meeting at the presidential villa. On insecurity, Buhari seeks U.S. assistance once AFRICOM moved to Africa, page 7. And the bottom strip stories, pages 13, 7, 10, and 9. Atom condemns herdsmen killing of 7 IDPs, 6 Buhari's intervention. On insecurity, people in government sabotaging security agencies, coming from the Borno Elders Forum. And this is from Erufai. Surrendering to criminals, not an option. Erufai insists. Federal government expects 29.8 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccine end of May 2021. Wike imposes night curfew at all rivers land borders. And lastly, CBN says oil import got $1.32 billion last year. And that is on page 5. Nigerian pilot for you. Right about now is the Nigerian News Direct, and just above the masthead, Lawan assures passage of PIB in May, page 5. On page 2, OPL leases. Buhari's decision shows commitment to due process in oil sector, BMO. First quarter results, EcoBank declares 40.3 billion naira PBT. And the lead story, defaulters, ICPC drags 2,000 firms into tax net. The pictures now. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Biodun, right, presenting a testimonial to the outgoing Commandant, 35th Artillery Brigade, Brigadier General Joseph Amadasun, during a send-off ceremony at the Governor's office, Abeokuta. Permanent Secretary, Public Service Office, Mr. Samsi Ajibade, Deputy Governor, Dr. Bafemi Hamzat, Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Special Advisor to the Governor, Parastatal Monitoring Office, Mr. Folabi Ayatayo, during heads of Parastatal's meeting with the Governor at Lagos House, Alausa, Ikeja, on Tuesday. On page 21, Abiodun makes case for more passport offices in Ogun. Extortion. Ogun police dismissed 3 officers, page 20. Buhari urges U.S. to move Africa Command headquarters to continent, page 22. On that same page, APC will rule Nigeria beyond 2023. Tinubu, after meeting Buhari, Zulum. I won't allow paid agents to tarnish my image, coming from Patami. Surrendering to criminals, not an option. Erufai insists. All on page 22. And that is all from the News Direct. Banditry, tribalism, others call for serious evaluation. Dialogue, says Tinubu, page 5. The lead story is still on insecurity. Reps ask Buhari to declare state of emergency. Summon NSA, service chiefs, paramilitary heads want prosecution of terrorists awaiting trial, page 5. And the picture is that of Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State being enrolled for the contributory healthcare scheme shortly after it was launched in Katsina yesterday. Again, as earlier seen, Buhari asks U.S. to relocate AFRICOM headquarters to Africa, page 2. With storm destroys over 70 houses in Adamawa community, page 4. Stop treating criminal acts with kid gloves. Atiku tells government, page 3. Senate set to pass PIB next month, says Lawan, page 15. 7 killed in midnight attack on Benue IDP's camp, page 8. And that is all from the People's Daily. Up next is the front page of New Telegraph newspaper, And I'll start with the story just above the masthead. The African Continental Free Trade Area, Nigeria faces dilemma over export terminal conversion. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 5. On page 7, banks clear 842.84 billion naira checks in first quarter 2021. And below the masthead, Atom weeps as herdsmen attack IDP camp, kill 7, injure scores. Benue takes herders case to international community, page 5. Attack on schools, Article 1 of Lumi danger, page 3. Can to Muslims, stop stirring religious crisis. Summer national dialogue, Enugu bishops tell Buhari, page 2. Oladende, how Sawonlu transformed transportation in Lagos, page 26. Again, the lead story as expected is on insecurity, and it says worsening insecurity. NAS demands states of emergency, summons NSA security chiefs. Lawan, Saraki, senators ask president to seek foreign aid. Buhari needs cooperation, understanding coming from Tinubu. Child crisis. House invites Foreign Affairs Minister, DG, NIA. I have come to tell President the truth, coming from Zulum. Pages 2, 4, and 8. And the picture, Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Benue State Governor, Delta State Governor, the Ovie of Uri Kingdom, Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, and Delta State PDP Chairman, during the inauguration of Amide Secondary School at Efuru yesterday. Defection, 2 PDP governors ignore pleas, set to join APC. No governor will leave PDP at a time like this, spokesman. PDP not in crisis, BK, page 3. And lastly, from the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper on page 26, men's loneliness increases risk of cancer. That is all from the New Telegraph. Viewers, still to come, we have the Nigerian Tribune, the Blueprint, leadership and sports update. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.
When one is horrible, it means that there is nothing that is objectively good and progressive that will come out of such individual.
If you have been convicted of an offense before and you have been pardoned, and anybody is trying to bring that up against you and calling you a convict, you have the power of that person for defense.
Seen by all to have been manifestly done.
Every citizen has a right and every citizen has an obligation.
That a plea of ultra-virus acquit or convict is very different from the plea of pardon.
Trespass is that act that interferes with the peaceful.
No matter how minded
this right, no matter how minded.
He who comes to equity must come with clean hands.
He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the newspaper headlines live from the ACNN studios in Abuja. For more on our catch-up programs, please visit our social media platforms or showing on the screen. Do well to download the Avo TV app or Prime TV or with TV Africa on any app store to watch us on the go. ACNN TV is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. We continue with the rest of the papers now. Right about now, it's the Nigerian Tribune. Afenifere 70 today begins low-key celebration, and that is above the masthead on page 31. On page 3, Buhari seeks U.S. support over security challenges wants Africa relocated to Africa. Below the masthead now, State of the Nation. Nigeria's situation calls for serious evaluation coming from Tinubu as he visits Buhari. Senate set to meet President. Lawan declares we must take this country back. Page 3. Zulum at Asovila says Nigeria needs support to succeed against insurgents. Page 2. And Reps asks Buhari to declare state of emergency. Page 3. The lead story now. Autumn blast Buhari. Let's find out how. Alleges president working for the Fulani. Suspected herdsmen attack IDP camp, kills 7. Page 4. And you have this picture as earlier seen on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Again, the next picture as earlier seen on the New Telegraph newspaper. And beside the pictures, police dismissed 3 cops over extension of LASU undergraduate. Page 31. Confusion at AU as 2 registrars assumed to duty. Page 31. And Kaduna insists on no ransom will be paid to criminals. Page 4. Nigeria difficult to police, coming from Osibanjo, the Vice President of Nigeria. Page 2. Sell-offs of banking stocks dip market by 0.03%. Page 7. Oil price rises as OPEC sticks to plan to ease oil output cuts. Page 6. That is all from the Nigerian Tribune. Blueprints arrived early enough this morning, and we have the front page with us. Beside the masthead, MTN slashes data price in South Africa. But guess what? Mom or Nigeria. Page 23. UBA leads as banking sector sacks over 8,000 workers in 2020. Page 23. Federal government rolls out digital switchover tomorrow. That's below the masthead. Says decoders to create 50,000 jobs. TV, 200,000. Film, 400,000. Page 6. Governor Sule says Blueprint newspaper has come of age. Page 5. And the lead story, Senate on worsening insecurity. It's shameful. Nigeria is on fire. It's indeed shameful. Others massive recruitment into the military, police. NAS meets Buhari, summons service chiefs. Buhari wants AFRICOM headquarters relocated to Africa. 7 Benue IDPs killed in their sleep. FHC set ablaze in Ebonyi. Mob kills kidnapper. Raises Sokoto DPO's office. Darkness looms if we don't end attacks on citadels of Lenin. Coming from Atiku, page 7. And the picture, managing editor, Blueprint Newspapers, presenting a letter of award nomination to Nasarawa State Governor during the visit of the awards committee to the governor at the Government House on Tuesday. IPOB. Editors accuse embassy of double standard over threat to Channels TV. Page 7. RMRDC committed to reviving Nigeria's textile industry. That's the DG. Page 8. Bandits release video of pregnant student abducted in Kaduna. Page 5. Extremism allegations. Christian clerics back Buhari on Patami. Page 8. And on page 23, sugar war. MPA backs Dangote. Bans sugar importation from FTZ. That is all Blueprint has for us this morning. Let's take a look at leadership. Let's see if leadership has different stories. So far, okay, it's all the same. Buhari bows to pressure, 6 U.S. help to tackle insecurity, and that's the lead story on page 4. Once AFRICOM headquarters relocated to Africa, Terrorism in Nigeria complex, coming from the UK. Senate accuses executive of incompetence, says Nigeria inching towards a failed state. You can call in and share your thoughts. Some persons already say it's a failed state, not inching towards it. All right, declare state of emergency now, Repstel president, and 7 feared dead in Benue IDP camp attack. High Court raised as government key to soldiers and 1 other in Ebonyi. And the picture, Etsunukbe Alhaji Yahaya Bubakar, presenting the operation license of Ede Sako University, BIDA, to Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello at Government House, Mina, yesterday. On pages 16, 18, and 19, which happens to be the stories beside the picture, we can't surrender Kaduna to criminals, coming from Erufa himself. Oil price rises to $66, OPEC more output policy, builds contingency funding for health emergencies, WHO tells Nigeria. Digital switchover to create 800,000 jobs, coming from the federal government. Lastly, below the picture, Olu of Warri, they need to heed Okowa's call to support Prince Emiko. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 7, and on page 4, just below the masthead, consumers, experts condemn plan to hike electricity tariff. Page 4, leadership newspaper for you. And up next is sports. But before we get to the sports stories, someone said, you wake up every day in Nigeria to a sad story. Now the question is, when will this come to an end? Viewers, now to Vanguard Sports, page 30 and the back page. We begin with page 30. Man City fans beg club to resign here at Shaw. On Champions League, Neymar, Mbappe, give me sleepless nights. And Bayern Munich announced Nagelsmann as new manager. Iheanacho, brilliant finisher, coming from Lineker. Mbappe, Neymar will fire PSG to Champions League glory, Rio. Jua Max Golden Job, 25th anniversary with sport development agenda. ITTF under 11 boys, Nigeria's Musa Mustafa ranked what's best. Nigeria hosts Africa Mini Football Cup of Nations. Joshua Fury fight may hit the rocks, says Arum. And the back page, CAF Comfort Cup, huge blow for Eyimba as they face Orlando Pirates in Abia, kick-off 10 p.m. Today's fixtures, CAF Comfort Cup, Pyramids versus Namungo, 8 p.m. CX Zaxian versus Diaraf, 10 p.m. Ito versus Salitas, 10 p.m. Raja Kasa versus Nakana FC, 10 p.m. On the Champions League semi-final, PSG versus Man City, 8 p.m. La Liga, Athletic Bilbao versus Real Valladolid, 6 p.m. And results, Champions League semi-final, Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 1. And that is all from the Vanguard Sports. Viewers, so far, so good. I'm afraid this is how far we can go on newspaper headlines for this morning. Let's do it again on Friday, same time. Until then, I leave you with the writings of Suzy Kassem. We will never know peace and stability in the world without balance. And we will never know balance without justice for all. Yet, justice exists only where there is fairness and equality. When every man and country is treated and viewed equally. No country should be given power over another. In addition, no country should be granted privileges that are denied to others. No one country has the authority to decide which country will be embargoed, denied to protect itself. and will be favored based on the weight of their resources. Eliminate the hypocrisy. Thank you for watching. And remember, eliminate the hypocrisy in Nigeria. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you, viewers.
When one is horrible, it means that there is nothing that is objectively good and progressive that will come out of such individual.
If you have been convicted of an offense before and you have been pardoned, and anybody is trying to bring that up against you and calling you a convict, you have the power to sue that person for defamation.
Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen by all to have been manifestly done.
Every citizen has a right, and every citizen